hello. Welcome to the third installment of It Is Within Her. Welcome. We are so excited and so happy to have you here with us. We are about to welcome our guest of honor, the lady with the most. Today, as you've seen on our poster, let me just wave at her. She's with us right now. Let me just request for her to join us. As you have seen today, we are going to be with Miss Inspire South Africa Women. I'm just waiting for it to join us quickly. There is the lovely lady.
Me.
Hello.
How are you?
I am well, thanks. And how are you?
I'm good, thanks. You're just so vibrant.
Oh, thank you. It's so wonderful of you to join us. Welcome to our It Is Within Her episode 3. So what we do here on Her Majesty is that we go around and interviewing beauty queens like yourself, basically getting to know them better, getting to know more about the pageant itself, and just conversing and empowering other young women that are passionate about pageants to know more about pageants.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. This is
Sorry, I'm just reading a message here. I think it's for you. Booba says hi and says, please tell your sister to reply to my messages. I don't know who that is, but I assume it's for you.
okay. Yeah, I will respond eventually. Okay.
Welcome once more. Could you please introduce yourself formally and let us know who are you, what are you about, and just tell us more about yourself.
Thank you so much. My name is Suleya Maharaj. I am 28 years old. I currently reside in the East Rand in Gauteng. And I'm the Miss Inspire South Africa Woman 2020. I was crowned in October of 2020. And yeah, I'm just very happy to be here. I do have been embarking on tours at schools advocating against gender-based violence. Also do have a handbag initiative where I get everybody to join in, participate by giving their old handbags and filling it up with gifts and, just distributing to people who are less fortunate. And also, just doing general community work and just trying to be an agent for change.
Oh wow, we're quite inspired by the work that you do. I think it's really phenomenal to have young women that are just going out there and making a difference. We believe that, what, a difference starts in your small community and somehow it multiplies into a nation and, into provinces and, eventually it'll get to the whole world in general if we all just make an effort in playing our part. So we really find it so honorable.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Every little bit helps. If one person can change the lives of others, then it's a ricocheting and domino effect.
So true, ma'am. So just tell us more about Miss Inspire South Africa. So what is Miss Inspire South Africa about? What is the purpose? When was it founded? For those who do not know about Miss Inspire South Africa.
Okay, so Miss Inspire South Africa was made official in 2015, in view
Okay.
to contribute to developing future women, leaders of our community and our continent, and also our country at large. The is to shift the focus of young women towards more positive initiatives. So we want, people in our age group and younger teen women, queen, to just participate in positive initiatives that can actually, like I explained, create a domino effect of change and positivity.
Okay, and is there a specific age group in which the entries start? Like where does the inspiration come from, basically, of having a platform like this, like Miss Inspire?
So basically, there is no age when it comes to inspiration. Depending on
Mm,
you being a junior or a teen or woman or a queen or whatever age group you may cater to, how
all
you
right.
inspire them is what is relevant to that age group, and also what encompasses that age group. You know that the teenagers have things that inspire and influence them, and the queens
Mm.
20s have things that inspire and influence them. So it's just about being in that specific age group and applying to the pageant and being that advocate for change in that particular age group.
Okay, and I think more especially you were drawn to the part of women, which is the one that you have won. Often find that women in their late 20s, early 30s, hence the last thing, so to say, on their minds. So what inspired you specifically, or what propelled you to enter? What was that push that said, you know what, I can do this?
So there's a plethora of reasons as to why I actually joined the pageant. A
Mm.
part of life experience that teaches you, you know what, if you don't have the resources available to you currently, you can always do it again later. There'll always be another way. There'll always be an opportunity for you to do what you can. And I think being in the specific category in my late 20s, and joining something like a pageant, it's very different, but it's also a positive initiative, especially in our age group, especially if you've lived a life, to just, get involved with the community and inspire people also in their late 20s, early 30s, to show them that, you know what, you can be an advocate for change. You can do something. You can be part of a pageant, and it's a national pageant.
Oh, wow, that is wonderful. And we saw that entries are closing in 2 days' time, if I'm not mistaken. Would you like to share more about, what, entering and so forth for the ladies that would like to enter?
So basically, anybody can enter, even if you are a junior, sorry about that, if you're a junior, if you are a teenager,
Not a problem.
if you are in your 20s, even if you are in your 30s, you can definitely enter. The criteria is that you just have to be confident and inspirational. You have to want to be an advocate
Mm.
for change, and you have to want to be determined to make a difference in the society. It's not just about, the crown and the pageantry. It's also about, enforcing and reinforcing change.
That is so true. And share a bit more about your own personal journey. I'm sure there are people watching this and they're thinking to themselves, maybe I want to enter, but let's just hear a bit more about her own personal story. How did it go for her from entering to being crowned the queen? What work did you get to do before the crown? Just share briefly your journey with us.
Thank you. That's always an exciting topic to discuss, is, the journey going through. Basically,
Mm.
I entered and auditioned. And at first, the auditions are a trivial situation because you're wondering and you're hopeful and you're stressed at the same time. So it is all this emotions. And, just receiving the notification that I've made it to be a finalist, as well as, just helping the community, joining people and going to these schools and meeting so many people. It's been a phenomenal journey. I've got to see people in all walks of life, all ages, all shapes, all sizes, with all different stories to tell. And, different things inspire them. But you need that one thing that will just gather and cultivate that inspiration for them to make positive change. So it was very fantastic, seeing all the learners at school, and they're always excited, and just seeing the smile on the ladies' faces when you give them a handbag. It a phenomenal situation. It's fantastic. Oh,
Okay,
I
so
tell you about crowning. So
yes.
crowning was absolutely awesome. You sit there, you don't anticipate that it's going to be you, because there's all these, lovely ladies who've done their best as well. So you're just hoping
Mm.
to have the better prospect when it comes to what is, cultivated with Miss Inspire South Africa. And I sat there and I was just thinking about, what's going to happen. Am I going to win? Am I going to lose? What am I going to do? And then, they just announced my name, and this crown just came upon my head.
This gorgeous crown.
Session, everything. I couldn't believe it. I still don't believe it.
Wow. So how does the process go? Do they choose finalists and then the semi-finalist, then finalists, or is it just straight into finalist stage and then the finalists are the ones that get to be in the crowning ceremony, or how does it go?
So you initially are sorry, the lighting is a bit terrible. So you
Not
initially
a
pass,
problem.
you go through your audition phase and you project yourself, and then you become a semi-finalist,
All
and
right.
thereafter you are a finalist, and then you get to be in the top five, three, two,
Mm,
one.
okay. No, it sounds so amazing. And the work that you also do with, the learners as well, I'm sure it touches their lives. And, I always believe that charity begins when somebody is still very young and they're able to be led into a certain direction. They're able to be, propelled us to be better, to do better, and so forth. So it's really, really quite wonderful the way that you do. And I wanted to ask you that personally, what attracted you to the brand? Like what said, I want to enter this pageant. We look at other pageants and like, oh, I like the way they do this and that. I like the way this and that, and this resonates with me. So what personally attracted you to the brand of Miss Inspire?
So the word inspire, to encourage, to motivate, to let people, it's an action word. And in that, I thought about what you can do. And inspiring is something that our nation is short of inspiration. And it's not only a national pageant and a beautiful pink, but I thought about how I get to have a ricocheting effect of changing people's lives and inspiring something in them. Inspiration is always positive, and that's the one word that actually mostly drew me to this pageant.
Powerful word for that matter, hey? Because everybody who just looks and says inspire, they just, attracted to it. So I totally, totally understand. So there's three different categories. I think you mentioned this earlier on. There is the teen, there is the queen, and then there's the woman, right? So
Yes.
what sets each category apart, besides the ages? Do they each serve a specific purpose, or is it one common goal being the one goal that the Miss Inspire brand has, or do they each have a specific purpose, so to say, that they serve?
So obviously, despite the age that makes them different, there's also
Mhm.
different inspires different age groups. So when you're
Mm.
younger or a teenager, or in my category as is in your late 20s, there are different things that inspire you. And what sets you apart from all the other age groups is how you anticipate to utilize your inspiration and what influences you in that particular age group. So you want to motivate people and you want to encourage people that are in your specific age group, because what is appropriate for a 7-year-old won't necessarily influence a 29-year-old. So it's what influences each category and what influences each age group.
Okay, so I'm assuming that even workshops happen in different age groups, right? You don't find a situation whereby a 7-year-old is in a room with, the likes of you who's 28, and the dynamics and issues discussed on those platforms can't really relate to.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think that people in school are dealing with things that are different from people at work, and people at work are dealing with different things from people who are studying. So I think specifically those age groups, that workshop and that inspiration just all ties up within that.
No, I'm glad to hear that, they are age appropriate workshops. I like finding somebody who is, like I said, in their teens and they're just there talking about woman empowerment and stuff. And, it sounds like a simple word, but for them to just process that and understand what it truly means and how to execute it, we can only imagine what it is. So I'm glad that, what, it has made provision for different age groups and to address, like you say, issues in different age groups. Because young women from all walks of life have things that they go through at their different stages. So it's really wonderful to see that.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask you, what do you, or in your own words, or what would you say the difference between modeling and pageantry?
So, in my opinion, I think that with pageantry, as I've explained, you're an agent for change, and your quality
Mm,
is basically, more of your innermost self and your innermost qualities shine out. Whereas modeling is more about the fashion, the ornaments, the jewelry, the chains, the dynamic of your form. However, with
Mhm.
pageant, you tackle more community embellished projects and situations. And I think that's the most important difference between the two.
And I think this is a different. This is why you went into the pageantry route, right?
Yes, you want to actually do more. You want to actually do more. You actually want to influence people. There's a difference. If you look at somebody who's going to stand up in front of crowds and talk and inspire
Mhm.
people to have the same kind of concept and the same kind of positivity, then you need to speak. You need to speak. You need to let it out. You need to inspire. And that's one of the things that, I can appreciate about pageantry.
Yeah, no, I believe it's a really wonderful platform that young women should really look into, especially where they're looking for like what better word to use, or what the word of the day actually. I think for the word of this live is inspire. So for young women that really, really want to be inspired, they should really, really look into this, field of pageantry and how it can really groom and grow them. So yeah, I really love the difference you mentioned, that it goes back to the engagement you get to have with community and society. So that's really, really wonderful to hear.
Thank you.
So here at Her Majesty, basically we like talking about ways in which pageantry can sort of move from the norm the society has placed on them. I think people have shifted from enjoying pageants or even watching pageants because they just feel like, oh, just another beauty pageant, we're also going to be walking and so forth and stuff. So we always ask questions that have to do with changing the narrative that has to do with pageants. So I want to ask you, what what is that one thing that society has placed on women about pageants or about women in general that you totally don't agree with?
So I think that the stigma around what the beauty standards are, I think
Mm,
is something that is very prevalent in our society. Especially if you think that you're going to model or you're going to do pageants, then you anticipate that you have to be some kind of a beauty standard. And I think where
mm,
our society can actually move away from that is to change from body type to health, from vanity to self-love, and from wealth to actually happiness. There's more important things than the outward appearance. And I feel that in our country, in the world as a whole at large, I feel that everybody's put this pressure on females to look a certain way, on women to be a certain way. And I think that we can be more empowered if we can work through this, and we can automatically be equal. I mean, when it comes to employment, we're also still not earning equally. So I think that we can improve on that.
that is so profound because it's really what we're trying to work on as Her Majesty organization, that there shouldn't be any standard that a woman gets up and feels the need to subscribe to. We really want to empower women to be the best versions of themselves and to really, really feel comfortable in their own skin and not think that I need to be a certain body type, sort of reach a certain benchmark that is set out there for women. I need to, look a certain way. My skin needs to be lighter, darker, or whatever standard the society puts upon women in general. So we really all about just saying that it is okay to be yourself. It is okay to be beautiful. It is okay to be, your kind of beautiful. And that is really what we like to, promote and speak about, really. Hence, I asked you that question.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. I think that what you guys are doing at Her Majesty is very empowering. It's also an initiative in itself. It's fantastic. And I think that with all this love around us, we can actually be better as women. We can actually be empowered. We can empower each other. I think we can actually do better. And I think we're all trying the most, and we're doing the best that we can.
So true. Is there anything or any last minute details you'd like to give about the pageant closing in 2 days? How do people get to enter? Where do they find the entry form? Stuff like that.
So people can actually enter through our website, or they can actually check out on our website. There is a number that they can submit their applications through WhatsApp. And, you know, they can just follow our pages on Instagram and also, you know, just get into contact with the pageant by any means necessary and join us. And we got our auditions here in Gauteng, in Pretoria, at the Pearson Institute. And,
All
you
right.
know, if ladies who are interested, any age, shape, size, category, criteria, if they want to join, they can just join us at our pageant. Also, there will be, you know, video online auditions. There will be an opportunity for that as well. So we're just trying to obviously make it very prevalent that the auditions this weekend it's D-Day. It's D-Day.
So get entering, ladies. I hope you're listening. And you know what? Go to the website, check out their page on Instagram, do the most and enter. And thank you so, so much for joining us,
Thank you.
Stalea. Did I pronounce it correctly?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
all right. Thank you so much for joining us. And we wish you so. It's a bit pause now. Let's just wait for her to join us back again. And thank you so much for joining us, guys. Oh, you're back. I was just saying, oh, seems like her network seems to be a bit problematic. Are you with us? Are you still with us? Are you
Yes,
still
I
with
can hear
us?
you. Can you hear me? Hello?
It's a bit problematic at the moment, but I can hear you. There's a bit of feedback. But we just wanted to say that thank you so much for joining us in this live. We really appreciate it, and we appreciate all that Miss Inspires Africa stands for. We really, really love to see it, and we would like to see the pageant grow from strength to strength. Um, we look forward to even attending the pageant, you know. If tickets get sold, we would love to join. And yeah, thank you so, so much for joining us. We appreciate it. I think the network is still a problem. But in the meantime, I just want to thank you guys for joining. Thank you, Paco. Thank you, Talk with Kifilwe. Thank you, Ruxara. Thank you. Thank you, Maringa Faith, for joining. Thank you, Diketsing, for joining. Thank you, B. Masalela, for joining. Thank you, Itu, for joining. Thank you, Beling Lavender, for joining. Thank you, Unge. Thank you, Tadet Essay, for joining us. Thank you, Buba, for joining us. And also thank you to Solia, Maharaj, and Murungwa for joining us. We really, really appreciate you. We really, really appreciate you. And thank you so much for your time. And we hope to see you next time on the fourth installment of It Is Within Her. We'll be celebrating another phenomenal woman. So I hope you guys are encouraged to enter. You live 2 days, just 2 days to enter Miss Inspires Africa. From me and Her Majesty organization, it is goodbye. God bless. And may you just have a pleasant weekend till we see each other again next time. Goodbye.